Hey everybody, this is Joe. Some of you have been asking me, what does it take to put an episode of the 222 Paranormal podcast together? So I thought I'd break this down for you. This is a great one that I can show you because there's a lot of elements to this. Okay, this is the show that's coming out this weekend. It is our Michigan Paracon Brian Cano interview. Okay, so every time you hear someone's voice, that's a track. Okay, we record with 3 microphones. So each microphone has its own track. So I'm pretty far into this one already. And as you can see along the bottom here, there's a bunch of different tracks, and I'll explain those to you what that is. But first off, this track here, okay, this I already edited. This is 3 different tracks, so 3 different microphones all edited together. Okay, this is the show opener. This is what me and Jen are talking about in Michigan Paracon this year. Okay, so this here is the ad that I recorded for Jen's Poshmark Closet. That's why it's Jen's Poshmark Closet. So I put that in first. Okay, and then next is the intro music, which is also down here, right here. This is the music tracks. But this is the music. And then this is a little clip that I had to add to make it sound right. Okay. And then this is another clip. And what this one is it's, we're coming from Michigan Paracon, blah, blah, blah. And that's where I added in, we have a special guest this week because this originally didn't have that in there. This originally was just me and Jen talking about Michigan Paracon. But I added Brian Cano's interview to this show. So I had to make a couple little clips to make it sound like it's fluent, where we already knew we were going to interview Brian. We did, but we weren't going to add it to this show. But this turned out to be a little short, so I put Brian's in here, which made it a full show. As I pan down here, I come down to Brian's actual interview that we did with him. But it was a bit quiet. You couldn't hear the background noise. So I grabbed some background noise out of the other tracks and added it to Brian's interview so that you could hear the background noise of the audience in the episode. Okay? As it goes on, Brian's interview ends. But the way that we ended that, we just said goodbye and shut it off. So I had to come in and add some more stuff. Okay, so here I recorded today, this little clip here I had recorded today in the studio saying, thanks, Brian. Yes, and thank you, listener, for tuning in this week. But I also added the background noise, some of this, in here, so it sounds like I'm still at the Paracon. You can still hear all the people talking in the background. So that's added in there. And then I say my goodbyes, and then the outro music plays. Okay? And as the outro music's playing, I added just a little bit of this background noise in this track so that it just doesn't end when the music, you can hear the background noise, and then when the music starts, it just doesn't end like abruptly. So I added a little music in that goes into this track, and then the music just takes over. And if you listen close at the end of the music, you don't hear any of the background noise of the people talking in the background because this was recorded in my studio just about 10 minutes ago. Okay? That's where at the end of Brian's interview up here, this is Brian's interview we recorded. Now, also, this interview I edited earlier, this has my microphone, Jen's microphone, and Brian's microphone. But what I do is when you hear me and Jen talking, I silence, or excuse me, I'm sorry, backwards. When you hear Brian talking, I silence me and Jen's microphone so that the background noise isn't overwhelming. But when I played it back, it just didn't sound right. So I added all this background noise and then brought the volume level down. You can't really see it, but I brought the volume level way down so that you just barely hear the people talking in the background as Brian is talking. So I had to add that. And then, like I said, down here, I recorded this segment right here about 10 minutes ago in the studio, and then added some of this background noise to it so that it sounds like I'm still at Michigan Paracon talking to Brian. And that's how this is what we put together. That's a whole show right there. So you've got probably 15. Let's see here. We got 3 tracks there, 3 tracks here, 3 tracks down here, added background noise, which is a track by itself. And then you have the other ones that I added in. And let me pan this over for you. Like I said, Brian's interview was too quiet, so I had to add some background noise, and then I brought the volume level way down on that, so it just barely comes in. And then I made this about 10 minutes ago. But it's interesting, too, is if I come back here, these 2 parts here I just made in the studio a few minutes ago, too, and I added the background noise so it sounds like I'm at Michigan Paracon. So that's it. And then what I'll do is I take all these tracks, and I don't know if you can see it, but up here it says edit and file. Under file, I'll click on export media, and it puts all this together into one big track. And then when that's done, I upload that to our media host, and you guys hear it this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I've got this all put together for you. I'm going to listen it over because I got to listen also so that these transitions where these 2 tracks come together, you know, you're hearing me talk and then it clicks over to this one, you won't hear a clicking sound or nothing. It just goes in nice and smooth. And that is how I'm putting this week's show together. So hope you enjoy it. Like I said, we will be talking about Michigan Paracon a little bit, and then the interview with Brian Cano. So hope you enjoy it, and let me know. Let me know what you think of it, and let me know if you can hear where these intersections connect. All right? Goodbye.